Morning. This is our final broadcast. Actually, we're already canceled, but I have a direct feed. It's going to take them a little while to figure out how to shut it off. But they're going to replace us with faith based programming, televangelists, which will be, I'm sure, equally as useful to you in these trying times as we have been. Thank you for tuning in to the news at 6. We hope you're all holding up okay. First up in the rundown, Mayor de Blasio will be joining us to, well, dispel some myths and give us some facts about the coronavirus. Mayor de Blasio?
If you're under 50 and you're healthy, which is most New Yorkers, there's very little threat here. This disease, even if you were to get it, basically acts like a common cold or flu. And transmission is not that easy. I think there's been a misperception.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor, and thank goodness the New York City Health Department has such great experience with contact tracing. We here at the News at 6 have had to furlough our senior correspondents in order that they might be at home with their families during this trying time. So I'd like you to join me in welcoming our newest on-location reporter and former lifestyle intern, Lloyd Carlin from Methodism Hospital. Lloyd?
That's right, Chuck, and I just want to say we're still going to do a killer show for everybody.
Okay, Lloyd.
If you look behind me now through the shrubbery, what you will see is the Methodism emergency room entrance.
Lloyd, isn't the gas mask just a bit of overkill? What I'm saying is there aren't very many people around you. What part of the hospital are you at exactly?
I'm not actually at the hospital, Chuck. I'm at the police-approved information gathering point 1 block south of the hospital, and I'm wearing an N95 respirator mask underneath this, and I have a whole case of those at home, so I'm fine.
Lloyd, I'm going to put an address on the screen right now for people like yourself who have personal protective equipment at home that they could donate to healthcare workers and frontline staff across the country. That would be masks, gloves, face shields.
Not seeing that address, Chuck.
That's because you're reporting on your phone in camera mode, Lloyd.
Oh, yeah.
Next up, we've got Jeff Polofsky, who used to be a mechanic at the motor pool here at the News at 6, and is now cruising the world on the famed Danish Princess for his honeymoon.
Hi, Chuck. It's really exciting to be a part of the team again, and well, hell, this sure beats moving vans for alternate side parking.
Well, it looks like you sure will be quarantining in style, Jeff, and the timing couldn't have been better. Another couple weeks, it might have been downright dangerous.
You know, that's a real blessing in disguise there, Chuck. We were supposed to go in December, but then I chopped off my big toe building a fire pit on our fire escape.
Any big plans for the cruise, Jeff?
I'm gonna crush that buffet every day and then work it off in the room with the new wife, if you know what I'm saying there, Chuck.
Okay, Jeff.
I'd shoot some skeet off the stern.
Oh, is that something that they normally offer on the Danish Princess?
No, but I got a hand thrower and a 12-gauge tactical with the 6-round mags, and, well, Julie's getting really good at making them things sail.
You brought a tactical shotgun on your honeymoon.
Hey, what happens in international waters, you know what I'm saying there, Chuck?
Jeff Polofsky, everyone. And now we'll move on to sports with Jim Baldwin. Jim?
The Knicks are the Knicks, Chuck. Pure Dolan drama. The Nets are looking great as long as Durant could stay healthy. Spring ball's coming up, so we'll take a look at pitchers and catchers. And the Big East tourney is moving forward despite everything that's going on. Oh, breaking news here, Chuck. One unnamed Utah Jazz player has tested positive for the coronavirus, but they are deploying rapid testing throughout the league, so no worries. They'll be back at spring camp tomorrow. That's it. Back to you, Chuck.
Thanks, Jim. I, for one, am just glad that we've got that rapid testing capability ramped up. We'll be right back after this, but until then, stay safe.
Audio Jungle.
Thank you for tuning into the News at 6. We hope you're all holding up okay. First up on the rundown, Governor Cuomo will be joining us to give his opinion on a possible shelter-in-place order for New York City. Governor Cuomo?
So I don't think it works. As a matter of fact, I'm going so far that I don't even think you can do a statewide policy, right?
But Governor Cuomo, you've been one of the most vocal proponents of more conservative measures so that New York City doesn't end up, say, like Italy. We're only 2 weeks behind them. You're not as decisive as, let's say, Governor Newsom, but you've been
Closing
vocal.
down business is not to be taken lightly because you have to do it with an art form. You still have to have childcare. You still have to have food. You still have to have pharmacies. You still have to have hospitals. But there'll be a degree of difficulty. You will be off the air, my friend.
Thank you, Governor Cuomo, but I'm already broadcasting from my home. All of the services you mentioned would be deemed essential, but you do seem upbeat and not at all like your Machiavellian reputation does suggest. So we'll just check in with Lloyd at Elmhurst Hospital.
Hi, Chuck. That's right. I'm outside Elmhurst Hospital here, which is becoming a real hot spot for the coronavirus, allegedly.
Why would you say allegedly, Lloyd?
Oh, because the numbers from the CDC officially compared to the numbers being reported by the hospital suspected.
Sure, Lloyd, but wouldn't that just be attributable to the fact that there are almost no tests and there's no rapid testing whatsoever? So any concrete figures are going to take at least a week to come in. And, well, I've heard of plenty of false negatives.
Your guess is as good as mine, Chuck. But I mean, the governor doesn't seem to think that we need a shelter-in-place order. And, I mean, if we did, why would bars and restaurants and clubs and all this in New York still be open?
Lloyd, Mayor de Blasio just closed all bars, clubs, and restaurants in New York City just yesterday.
But that doesn't make any sense, Chuck. I was just playing late-night poker at the bar around the corner from me. And the mayor was encouraging everybody to go out to the clubs, go out to the restaurants, get your takeout, go to the bars. I mean, what's he trying to do? Just get everybody killed? Nah, it doesn't make sense, Chuck.
Let's get back to you, Lloyd. What are you actually seeing outside the hospital now?
Well, just ambulances constantly, just constant.
And would you be able to approximate how many of those patients you think could be attributable to coronavirus, perhaps?
Who can really say, Chuck? I was talking to an EMT who was throwing up and crying next to his ambulance. He did seem to think there was a bit of a correlation there. But, you know, with the CDC protocols, unless you're actually choking and, you know, you can't breathe and you're dying in the ambulance, like, you don't have coronavirus.
Thanks, Lloyd. Let's check in with Jeff on his honeymoon. Jeff, how you doing, buddy?
It's fantastic, Chuck. I've been hitting the open bar on that siesta deck like crazy. But aside from that, me and the new wife, well, we haven't left the cabin much at all, if you know what I'm saying.
We always know exactly what you're saying, Jeff.
The buffet, as advertised, is spectacular, but apparently I've overindulged because I do have some terrible digestive issues.
Oh, Jeff, I'm terribly sorry to hear that. Do other passengers seem to be having any health problems?
Tragically, yes, Chuck. On Sunday night, there was a death aboard the Danish Princess.
Oh my God, Jeff, I hope you're all taking the proper precautions. Please elaborate.
Well, on the siesta deck, an older gentleman who apparently did have some underlying health issues died while naked night trapezing.
Naked night trip? Okay, thanks, Jeff. Anything else for the rundown?
The Kung Pao chicken is fantastic.
Jeff Plofsky, everyone. Let's go to Jim Baldwin with sports. Jim.
Thanks, Chuck. The MLB, NBA, NFL, NHL, PGA, and Big East tourneys have all been canceled or postponed for the foreseeable future as a result of the coronavirus. Oh, breaking news, Chuck. Kevin Durant has the coronavirus.
Thanks, Jim. We'll be right back after this. But until then, stay safe. Thank you for tuning into the news at 6, and we hope you're all holding up okay. First thing in the rundown, I've got Dr. Anthony Fauci, and I only have one question for him. Dr. Fauci, if we had acted sooner about coronavirus, could we have saved lives?
I mean, obviously, you could logically say that if you had a process that was ongoing and you started mitigation earlier, you could have saved lives. Obviously, no one is going to deny that. But what goes into those kinds of decisions is complicated. But you're right. I mean, obviously, if we had right from the very beginning shut everything down, it may have been a little bit different. But there was a lot of pushback about shutting things down back then.
A lot of pushback about shutting things down back then. Seems like there's still quite a bit of pushback going on. But thank you very much, Dr. Fauci. Let's check in with Lloyd over at St. Stephen's Hospital on Staten Island. Lloyd?
Hi, Chuck. Yeah, this is a really nice spot, actually. Not that many ambulances at all, not even that many coronavirus cases as far as I've heard. And the cafeteria is excellent.
That's because you're on Staten Island, Lloyd, and that is one of the least hard-hit areas of New York City. But tragically, there have still been over 700 deaths from coronavirus there.
Yeah, Chuck, there have been more than 700 deaths confirmed allegedly.
There's nothing alleged about it. Those deaths are 100% confirmed. Is that a crowd forming behind you?
Yeah, they're protesting. You can't get into the cafeteria without a security pass, and the coffee is delicious.
Lloyd, you need to be wearing a mask. That is a large crowd for your safety and theirs.
No, Chuck, I don't need one. I don't have any other health concerns at all.
Lloyd, people your own age have been dropping dead from strokes with no other COVID symptoms whatsoever.
Chuck, that doesn't make any sense at all. We've been telling everybody for the last month. It's not that's contagious. If you're young, you don't have to worry. I mean, the Cuomo, de Blasio, even the CDC.
I don't care what the CDC says, Lloyd. You need to wear a mask. Protect yourself and others.
Oh, my Tinder date for later. Oh, hold on. Oh, nice. Oh, my battery.
We're gonna go check in with Jeff. Jeff, how you doing?
So cold, Chuck.
Jeff, you don't look good, man.
Everybody's sick, Chuck. There's diarrhea everywhere.
Jeff, have you seen the ship's doctor yet?
There's no doctor. There's no captain. There's no law. Only virus. Schemes and toils inside us. The silent enemy.
Jeff, is there anything we can do for you?
You can build me a time machine so I can forget eating my friend Maurice.
Are you saying that you've had to consume human flesh to survive this ordeal, you and your shipmates?
Maurice was my good friend, and the howler monkey, and the mascot of the Danish princess. And he was delicious, Chuck. Oh, God, forgive me. It was the fever. Oh, God, forgive me. It was the fever, God.
We're gonna leave someone here on the line with Jeff and go to Jim Baldwin with sports. Jim?
Hiya, Chuck. Yeah, we got baseball highlights from Korea. The Lions are looking pretty strong. What amazingly unselfish teamwork from that group. You see how they contained the virus like it was nothing?
Okay, Jim, let's just...
Oh, I'm sorry, Chuck. Have you not seen the videos from Korea where they show them cleaning even the streets so the virus doesn't have a chance to mutate with the environment?
Our international desk.
Oh, laugh it up, Chuck. Yeah, sure, like we didn't see it coming. We knew what was happening. Blood on your hands, Chuck. Lambs to the slaughter.
Thanks, Jim. We'll be right back after this, but until then, stay safe.
Thank you for tuning in, and we hope that you're holding up okay. Got the word this morning. This is our final broadcast. Actually, we're already canceled, but I have a direct feed. It's going to take them a little while to figure out how to shut it off. But they're going to replace us with faith-based programming. Televangelists, which will be, I'm sure, equally as useful to you in these trying times as we have been. But I'm going to say a few things and then check in with the team. And then I don't have an interview today, so I'm going to just interview myself. Hi, Chuck. Thanks for being here. Chuck, it's fantastic to be here. Well, let's get right to it, Chuck. You have been reporting some real differing views, opinions, facts, and figures over the last month. It's true, Chuck. There's some things that they just didn't want us to say, so I didn't say it. Well, like what, Chuck? Well, like the mass graves on the Hard Island, the decomposing bodies in the unrefrigerated rental trucks. The company didn't like that. I could see how that might be a touchy subject. And then there's no tests. I mean, there was no tests whatsoever. And so the figures, the official figures are confirmed versus the CDC versus the, what would they do if the people didn't get a test? What would they get? Oh, they would be suspected. They would be suspected. but not confirmed or recorded. Nope.
But hey, at least we started getting bodies out of the homes instead of just leaving them on the floor. How long were we leaving bodies on the floor, Chuck? For days, Chuck. Jesus. But then we got the Army chemical weapons trainees to do 12-hour shifts. You get the bodies out of the homes, and then we buried them on the island and in the big graves, and it was fine. But no drones, no drones for you, no drones for you. We drone you, you don't drone us. Yeah. Let's check it with Lloyd.
Freedom, Chuck. You best get some. Get some. Get some.
Go get him, Lloyd. But now we'll check it with Jeff Pulaski of the Danish Princess.
I am the captain now. Honey, you got that Neosport?
That makes sense for Jeff. We got sports.
Audio Jungle.
That tracks.
We have to talk.
I'm coming.
What are you doing?
Nothing. I'm coming. You guys stay safe.